guys, welcome to another episode of Committed to Me podcast. So today we wanted to talk about the new seasons that everybody may be in or navigating now that summer is here. So we know that things are blooming. When you're going through changes or transitions, the uncertainty may seem very scary. The unknown, you feel like you're losing that sense of self-control. So we have a special guest here today that we're going to bring on to talk about how she is navigating her current season that she's in. So before we jump into that, we want to do a check-in with everybody. Yes. You guys tell me how things have been going for you this week. What have you been up to? Alexis?
Yeah, no, this week has been quite interesting for me. Like at first, y'all, I had my braids in. I was giving the whole boho look, you know what I'm saying? And you know, Houston hairstylists, they don't play around. Like they are very serious. You better read them instructions, and if you don't,
you're gonna
the
rules.
The rules.
Yes.
You gotta read them. And if you don't, you're gonna be running around Houston looking like Peter Pan, okay? Trying to duck and dodge.
Not Peter Pan.
Right. And y'all, I did not read the directions. I did not read the instructions because I was going in for like a retouch, like a maintenance and stuff on my braids. So I did not know that I had to take them out and wash them myself. I was thinking that she was going to do it for me. Y'all, when I sat in that chair, the option was to take it all out. That was the only option. So I had to just go ahead and take it all out. Dang. And I was like, you know what? Maybe this is getting me back in my spirit of doing things myself again. You know what I'm saying? I had to really shift my perspective because at first I was about to cry. I was about to go through it. But I decided, I was like, girl, you can do your hair. Like, just go ahead and you got some products. I ordered the Sacred products. Shout out to Beyonce. Okay. I ordered the Sacred products. I done got me a new hot comb. A new blow dryer brush because that is tea.
It is.
So I had got that. And I just gave me a little slick back 1-2.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Now she got the Beyonce single girls ponytail.
I'm here with it. So it's been a really busy week, but it's been a really reflective week. Me just thinking about okay, I could think about this in a worse way, but I'm not going to.
Right.
So choosing not to do that.
Right.
And just going with the flow and just kind of getting back to those skills and things that I know that I possess within myself.
Right.
So I've been doing a lot of character work in myself.
Okay. So it's safe to say that your week you had to deal with change.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so that fits the episode. You had to deal with change.
Yes.
And you went
change that I did not
flow.
want.
There you go.
That I didn't want.
You went with the flow.
Yes.
Okay, and look, it came out good.
It looked gorgeous.
Thank you, girl. Because y'all want to say it took 5 hours. Normally, when I do my own hair, it doesn't take that long. But this time I put on my little music. I had some candles lit. My dog was doing his thing in the background. I'm like, this is my time. This is my time.
Self-care moment.
Yes, that's what it became.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
How y'all week been going? Chrissy, how's your week?
Well, for me, my week has been so amazing. I experienced for the first time Sarah Jakes on her book tour, Power Moves. And oh my God, being there in that atmosphere was just changing. Oh my God, it was just so amazing for me. I went and experienced something that I never experienced before. She gave tips on how to maneuver, what I should be focused on in this next level. And for me, that's the biggest thing where I'm at right now. I'm like, God, what's my next level? And just being in that atmosphere just changed the trajectory of everything that I've been experiencing. So, and then as far as at work, working at the new job that I recently came across, working at a new hospital, just being there this week, meeting the people that I've been meeting, chatting with different patients. It's just been so amazing just to hear their stories and just to get so much confirmation from patients about, oh my God, Crystal, oh my God, you're just such an amazing person. Thank you for talking to me. And just hearing that people just so grateful for me being there for them to talk to. It just did something in the inside for me. I'm like, God, what are you doing? And whatever you're doing, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So this whole week for me, I just been examining myself, where I'm at currently, and just sitting here God, whatever it is that you're doing, just keep me on track, keep me focused, and I'm here.
I love it.
Yes.
It's
beautiful.
Okay. So when she talked
been
about,
doing,
girl,
girl?
listen. So we went to see the Power Moves. We went with a group of friends.
Yeah.
Let me tell y'all, we were all supposed to sit together.
Uh-huh.
Me and one other person did not get to sit with the crew. So we got
so where
there.
was you?
Listen, we were all in the same row. When we got there, apparently they reorganized everyone's seat in the venue.
Was that on purpose?
Everyone. I don't know what happened,
Girl.
but suddenly when you walk in, you have to go to this other table. They give you a whole new ticket with a whole different seat than what you purchased.
Oh, no, I like that.
Yeah.
So I was upset because I'm like, I want to sit with my girls. Like, how dare you change my seat?
We
She
bought
was
the
like, I'm
ticket
about to
together.
move. I'm
Well, listen, so I'm like, I'm gonna go home. I ain't got time for this, right? So me and the other girl, we get down to our seats that we have moved, and when we get there, there's books on our row, free books of her book.
Girl.
I said, okay, let me
Take
check.
it.
Let me
Take
check
it.
myself because obviously God was like, let me rearrange this.
Did the
because
other
you
people
need-
get free books?
So everybody who was on our row, so they didn't. Chrissy and all the other girls didn't because they were
Girl.
back. So we got pushed up further to the front, and we got the free books that Sarah just came out with. So I said, okay, let me check myself. You know, let me get my heart back right.
Yeah.
Because I shouldn't be upset right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was a good little memo. So
That
I told
is
myself that, you know, whatever God has planned is better than what I had planned. That's the
Yeah.
message I took from it.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But aside from that, Layla started daycare this week.
Ooh.
So Mama now gets to work in peace throughout
know
the
that's
day,
right.
and I'm just enjoying the house to myself
Oh, yes, girl.
all week.
Yes, girl.
I can be productive. I ain't got to sneak out my room to tell the babysitter to hide her. You know,
Right?
So that's been my week. I'm like, okay, finally, I feel like I made it through the trenches, and now we on the other side
Yeah.
of
Right.
the cliff.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so that's been my week.
Nice.
Okay, so let's jump into it. Chrissy, how would you define this season that you are in currently of your life?
This season that I'm currently in my life is being patient, being in a place where I am isolated, but in a good way. Being isolated and hearing from God. Right now, I'm just trying to make sure that my discernment is on point. And when I say that, I'm basically saying I'm at a point to where I'm digging deep and I'm trying to figure out who am I? What Chrissy likes? Pouring into myself, because in the past I've been so accustomed to pouring into other people to where I forget about me. And as women, we tend to do everything for everybody else
Yep.
and forget about you. Because to me, everything starts with you, what's going on internally. So right now I'm in a space where it's me and God, and I look at it like I'm in a dressing room with God.
It's beautiful.
God, me and you is in this dressing room, and don't let me get out this dressing room without this dress tailor made for me.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
Like,
come on.
because my
Metaphor? Okay.
because my thing is, you can put on a dress from Walmart, but when it's tailored, that's for you.
Yeah.
And I want my God to be in a room with me and me only, and to tailor make my dress for me. And I'm not leaving out this dressing room until he say, okay, daughter, this is the one.
Yeah.
And however long it takes, I'm willing to sit there and go through as many dresses that I can go through. Because right now it's very intentional for me to make the right move. I have to be intentional with everything that I'm doing.
Yeah.
What I'm perceiving, who is in my company, who I'm talking to, who I'm giving my energy to, who's giving energy to me. Like, I have to be so intentional. So right now in this moment, it's very intentional for me, and it's me seeking God first, because we say we seek God, but then when we get what we want, we forget about him. My biggest prayer is to, when you do give me what I'm praying for, don't let me forget about you or say, okay, I'm okay, God, I'm going to talk to you next week. No, I want to continue to seek you in everything. So that's where I'm at right now. Yes.
Positive.
I can feel that because I've been telling myself, I feel like this year, God is saying, get closer to me. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like pray more, pray for other people, deepen your prayer life, read that Bible again. Like, let's start a whole new devotional. You need to go back to church, not just Bedside Baptist.
Girl, yes.
You know, but physically be in church. And I feel like I've been hearing that message loud and clear. Like, this is your year. You need to get closer to me. So I feel that.
Yes, girl. Yes. My thing is, I've always been a person who pray. But I wasn't praying how I knew I should have been praying. And this season, what I've went through in my past shined a light on the things that I need to adjust to get to my next level. So everything that I have gone through in my past has shined a light on, okay, Crystal, this guy talking to me, okay, you say you want this, but you still struggle with this. So this season, I need you to work on this. Now, if you're going to be faithful to me, you know I'm going to give you that. And it always depict this imagery of, on Instagram, it's this woman, this little girl, she has a little teddy bear. And she's afraid to give it to God, but God has this big teddy bear. My little teddy bear was my holding on to a certain thing and was afraid to let it go, not knowing that God has something better for me. And it got to a point to where God had to really put me in a position to where I had no choice but to trust him.
That's hard.
And it's very hard. And so when I stepped out that boat and stayed focused on him, y'all, when I tell you God has been saying, here you go, here. I just been in the flow. And right now, that's all I want to do. That's why I say everything that I do, it has to be intentional, and I have to seek God guidance in it before I do it. Because when I seek his face in this last thing, oh, y'all. I was like, wait a minute. I'm not ready. But then when I jumped out and I stepped out that boat, I'm like, oh, okay.
I can do this.
Oh, okay. Oh, so right now I'm like, okay, God, what you want me to do next? What is it that you want me? So it's like more, I'm excited now. Like, I'm excited. Like, God, what is it that you want me to do? I did this. So what else?
No, I think that's beautiful because I don't know, for me, when I think about seasons, like I've been doing a lot of reading. Like I joined a book club and now I'm reading this book called Necessary Change. Yeah. And basically by reading this book, they've like give you a framework on what changes or what seasons are. But they go by seasons in terms of like how the world goes by seasons. So summer, spring, winter, and fall. But the way that they talk about being in your summer season, being in your spring season, is just a little bit different. So, of course, in the spring season, that's where everybody's like becoming. Everybody's like planting seeds. Everyone's like, trying new things and everything like that. And then it talked about summer being that season where you are doing a lot of work to continue to keep growing the seeds that you've already planted. And then they talk about fall being like your harvest. Right? Where you're taking in like, all the things that you gathered from planting those seeds and stuff. And then it talks about winter as you like kind of going through a drought, but closing those endings, right? Finding ways to kind of reposition yourself and assess and evaluate like, okay, what worked? What do I want to do more of, right? What needs to end? Because I think sometimes we can get stuck in certain seasons, right? Or feel like and I don't think seasons are ordinal. Like, I don't think it's linear, basically. I don't think seasons, depending on where you are in your life, like you can be in a summer season when it comes to your friendships, but then you can be in a spring season when it comes to your professional life, right? Like seasons can overlap. And when I think about seasons and how you were talking about it, it just seems like you're in your spring season of just like figuring out how to plant your seeds.
Oh, yes.
But I don't know, like for me, when I think about seasons, like I feel like I'm always in summer. Like I'm always working on something.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, like, if y'all are in y'all summer season, after you done planted the seeds, like, and you're in this working seasons, what does that look like?
I feel like you're always going to have work to do though, because you always, like she's saying, be intentional. You want to always make sure you're in alignment with God's purpose for you, or in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing, in alignment with your goals.
Right.
And so you always have to maintain those things, because you can't just fall off and be like, okay, I did this work, let me sit back. You know, like they say, you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
so you want to always be intentional, always put in that work. So the work that you did do, you're not slipping back.
Exactly.
You know,
That's
you can
fair.
still take your 10 steps forward.
Right.
Even if you got to take 2 back, you ain't taking 10 back.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So I feel like it's always going to be work to do, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, being in like a summer season is difficult, because I feel like I go between like summer and spring sometimes. Like I'm always trying to, like I'm always telling people like, I'm in a new season. I'm in a new season. I'm in a new season. And it's just like, of course, like you're always growing, you're always evolving.
Yep.
But like being in that summer and then going to a winter, you can feel like, okay, when am I ever getting my harvest?
Right.
And I'm wondering, in y'all season, do y'all feel like y'all are ever getting your harvest?
I would say I get my harvest by way of wisdom. And I say that because every season is something that's learned in your season. And I say that because as you evolve as a person, because we always change, you should never be comfortable with just staying where you at. We're always changing, so you're always learning in the process. And it's up to you to perceive that information where you're changing from as either a lesson. Like, not either, but this is a lesson. I learned this in this season. So it's always something, we're always changing, and it's wisdom in every season. So that's for me. I look at everything that I've went through. Okay, what I needed to understand back there.
So you're looking for deeper meaning. You're not looking for like the materialistic things.
No, it's all because at the end of the day, if it's something that happened to me and I'm like, ooh, that hurt. Because for me, those changes, that's for me. It's like, ooh, that didn't feel good. What happened? Where I went wrong at? What I could have done? So I tried to seek wisdom in everything that I do, because I know my next level, I'm going to have to use that there.
Repositioning.
Yes. Yes.
I can say the same for like us being in our practice. It's like, in order for me to write those books, I had to go through that. You know, I had to go through that pain, that heartache, not reaching my goal that I wanted to, feeling lost, feeling like I don't have my comfort space or whatever it is. Like, I'm learning all of that is for a reason, because what I went through can be somebody's next breakthrough.
Exactly.
You know, and a lot of people think what they go through, like, no one else is talking about it, so they think they're the only ones. And then now we talk about it, and they're like, okay, I'm not the only one going through this. I'm glad somebody spoke on XYZ.
Right.
Because now it's making me feel like I'm not alone. And now I know how I can handle it.
Exactly.
So that pain can always be used for a reason.
Exactly.
But I feel like my summer moments are those moments of when I'm like, okay, God, you really answered my prayers. Like, I'm living in the midst of my answered prayers, and you don't realize it until that just moment of epiphany comes across you. And you're like, okay, I am making progress. Like, God, you did help me get from here, because last year,
oh, girl,
I was here. Now I realize I'm here. So you doing that grinding and you building it up, and then you had that moment of epiphany. You're like, okay, I'm here. I did make it.
Exactly.
I'm able to reap some of these benefits that I have sowed in the spring season or whenever.
Yes.
But I feel like to do that, you have to be okay with change. And y'all, I used to hate. And I want to say, I want to put an emphasis on hate. I used to hate change. Like, y'all, I think, like, my early memories of me hating change goes back to, like, my childhood. Because I remember when my mom decided to, like, you know, have me and my sister move to a completely different school district. And I was so unhappy, because in my previous school district, like, we had handbell classes, we had like music classes, it was dance classes, like it was like a different school district. So I'm thinking, like, as a child, I'm like, okay, like, if I'm okay with this move, if I can keep continuing to do what I love, which is like be involved in like music and art and things of that nature. Y'all, when we moved to this other school district, it did not have those things. So I was livid. Like, I was so mad. And me and my best friend to this day, like, that's how we bonded, because she had moved to a different school district, and we bonded over, like, hating this school. Like, we bonded over not liking this school, and we met in, like, music class, and I was like, girl, they said they had handbells. They ain't got handbells. I'm so mad. Like, I was just so over it. And, like, I was so over it to the point to, like, when I went home, I grabbed a marker and I wrote on, like, the floor, I hate this place.
On the floor.
On the floor. And, you know, I'm a child, so I'm thinking, like, okay, let me just, like, scribble my hand on the floor. Maybe this will, like, go away. And at that time, like, my mom and my sister and I, we were downsizing. So we were only in a 1-bedroom apartment. It's not like we was in a house or in a mansion. So I was like, maybe she won't see this. Girl, it was only a matter of time.
Is this a permanent marker?
Yes.
Oh, girl. No.
It was a permanent marker.
She didn't even want to do washable.
Yeah, no, I did not. So I'm thinking, like, so time had went by. I was, like, still trying to cope with the change and stuff. And at this point, I'm like, okay, maybe I do like the school. Like, I'm making little friends and everything like that. And my mama found it, girl. She found it. And she was like, who wrote on this floor? She was like, I know it was your sister. I said, I'm just going to let the Lord do what his Lord going to do.
Oh, Lord.
I didn't take any accountability in that moment.
Goodness.
But in that moment, I realized, like, it's important to take accountability for how you are adjusting to change. So I wonder, like, how do y'all feel about change? What is y'all relationship with change?
I am absolutely fine with change.
Really? You've always been fine with change?
I have.
Wow.
And I say that because I've been a person who loved to learn. I never been a type of person that liked to be content where I'm at. Change for me has been, and I say I've always been like that because I had the willing mindset to change. Coming from New Orleans to Houston, that was something major. I came from Katrina. So coming from that world, and I say that world because New Orleans itself is
It's a different world, yeah.
It's so different. And then coming out here, I was like, I had this mindset like, But then afterwards, just getting out of my comfort zone and meeting people and seeing how you maneuver out here, I'm like, okay, what's next? And then I'll go to this part of life and this part of life. And then in the midst of change, I'm like, okay, I've just always been a person that's just looked at it like, okay, that's a change. How it's gonna make me better for the next. That's a change. How it's gonna make me better for the next. So I've always been accustomed to change and wholeheartedly just been okay with it. Sometimes it's like, ooh, do I want to do that right now? But then I look at it, and I'm a very deep person. When you really sit with me and talk with me. That's why everybody not for me. So when I go deep and find out these changes and why it's happening, I'm like, I have that aha moment. I'm like, okay, yeah, okay, I'm okay with it now. Let's change. So yeah, change it's okay for me.
As I'm thinking about my answer, I'm like, I want to say I love change and I get change is good, but then I'm like, my seat just got changed on Thursday and I was ready to leave the whole event.
Right.
Right.
Be real. Be real right now. Be real.
I guess I'm not okay with change after all.
You was about to go tell them people.
Okay, she was like, I'm mad. I'm about to leave.
But in hindsight, I would like to say that I do recognize change is good. And I do like, when you like in that new scene, you're like, oh, everything's new and fresh and flowing and what's out there. So I guess in some instances, I like change. But then when I have planned something, I want to see what I plan to actually happen. And then that's a whole control issue that I gotta let go of.
Yeah.
So I think I like change. I guess it just depends on the event.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I like change. I'm okay with change.
Really?
I've learned that you can't when change happens, you can't resist it. When you
Oh,
resist
yes.
it, that's when things are tougher for you. You
Oh,
take the
yes.
longer route, you know. So
Girl.
I've learned that you really do have to go with the flow when change happens in order
Yeah.
for you to get to your next destination.
Exactly.
I just don't. I want my seat though.
But I think it's fair to not like it. Like, you're human. You're not gonna like every change that comes about. But like you said in the last episodes, like sometimes you gotta flow with resistance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Because sometimes resistance can take you to places that you've never imagined. But if you're
Exactly.
so worried about like hating the resistance or shaming yourself or guilting yourself because of where you are, then you miss out on those moments of where you're becoming.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Very
true. Yeah.
Right.
So what are the adjustments that y'all are making to deal with change?
I just accept it. You know, I it's bigger than me, so I literally gotta go and pray. Like,
But what is accepting though? Like, what does acceptance mean? Because some people see acceptance as like just acknowledgement of what is. Some people see acceptance as like it's condoning like what's happening. So how do you define acceptance?
so it has to be you acknowledge, and then what's the work I gotta put in for this change,
Yeah.
for this new season? Because you
Right.
just can't say, okay, I know I gotta change, but then you don't change.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, you got to say, okay, I'm changing, but how do I need to go about this? How do I need to navigate this? What's my path to be on? Because like Chris has been saying, I want to make sure I'm in alignment. Like after
Right.
you've done it wrong so many times, you're like,
Exactly.
I don't want to waste no more time.
Yeah.
I want to
Right.
be on my path in
Right.
alignment, doing what I need to do.
Right.
So I
Exactly.
say it's bigger than me because I got to go to God and be like, okay, I need you to show me what I need to do.
Right.
Like even when it comes to the content, I need you to show me what I need to say to these people.
Exactly.
I need you to show me who I need to reach. Like, you know, you got to
Exactly.
guide me
Yeah.
because
Right.
I don't be knowing.
Exactly.
You know?
That is absolutely correct.
It's bigger than me.
It's definitely bigger than me. That's why I say I have to move with intention. And before I get that intent, I have to go to God first. And like I said, my past has shined so much light on what I need to do as an individual for myself. I have to have those hard sit down moments with myself. It's me and God in this right now. So if I don't seek God in it, my next move can't be my best move. Like, how I'm gonna do this on my own? Who am I to just be like, oh, I got this? Like, it's me. I've been doing. No, because every time I do it on my own, it's an epic fail. For me, I clean up what's going on internally so that I can move accordingly. Like, I can't be out here just making moves without God telling me, okay, yes, you need to go over there. Oh, yeah. And I say when from God, for me, people may ask, how you know you're hearing from God? Because it's something that just constantly come up. Like I could pray on something and it can be in a sermon and my answer come in a sermon. I could read a book, that sentence is right there. Or I could see a commercial, it's right there. I'm like, okay, you telling me to do this, God.
Yep.
So it's very intentional for me right now. So yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So what's your goals for this new season that you're in? Where would you like to see yourself?
My goals for this season is to truly understand who I am. A lot of people say they know who they are, but do you really know who you are? For me, I really want to understand who am I? What do I like? What do I value the most? Also, a goal is for me to get back in school. I've, as everybody know, and it's just a transparency moment for me right now. Everybody knew of me being in nursing school.
Right.
I finished my prerequisites and everything. However, being in the field that I'm in now, I feel as if that's not what I want to do.
So
It's something else that I want to do, and I just been seeking God in it, and I'm gonna continue to seek Him in it. But I need to go back to school and pursue a certain degree for this, and I'm gonna continue to consult God on this because who knows? It's probably something else. But right now, I feel as if that particular thing is what I feel like I want to do, but at the end of the day, it's what God wants.
So you be the new season all around.
Oh, girl,
New job, new place.
Girl, what?
New school pass.
Girl, what?
Everything.
Everything just new.
Girl.
Everything.
You adjusting well. Like you handling good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Alexis, what's your goal for this season?
I think my goal for this season is just to be open to change, be open to what may come that's unexpected. Like, I just want to be in a position where I'm open, because I feel like when you're in certain seasons and you're expecting it to go a certain way and it doesn't go that certain way that you intended, you close yourself, right? And I don't want to close myself just because things did not go the way I intended them to go, right?
Yep.
Right.
And right now, I'm doing a lot of work in this season. So I'm also trying to work on, like, changing my character as well, too.
Oh.
Like, I'm trying to be more on time with things, y'all. And that is just a character flaw. It's just a character flaw that I'm continuously working on, but I'm trying to be more intentional about my time, right? And I'm also trying to be more intentional about, like, how I love on myself,
Oh,
how
girl,
I care about
yes,
myself.
that's so important.
And I'm also trying to be more intentional about my relationships with people.
Oh, yes,
You know?
yes.
Because, like, sometimes, like, I am very sensitive to energy. Like, I'm very sensitive to energy. So, like, sometimes I can walk into certain places and, like, the energy can be all wrong. And, like, I pick up on that, and now I'm, like, closing myself off.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
because I'm trying to protect myself.
Right.
Something don't feel right, and everybody around me can have a good time, but I'm just like, nah, y'all. Like, y'all don't feel that? Like,
Right.
Something is off
Yeah.
on that. And, like, crazy thing about it is, like, last year, I had went to Miami for a friend's birthday, and, like, the minute that, and, like, I love a good section, y'all. Like, I am a section girly. You know, like, I love a good section. Bottles, sparklers,
All of
confetti,
it. The
all
sign, everything.
Give it to me. You know what I'm saying? But, like, for some reason, when we walked in this club in Miami, like, something felt off. Like, we walked in, they did not wand us down. I was like,
Yeah.
why y'all not wanting people down? Like, you don't know what I got in this purse. Check my purse. Like,
Now we got guns in the building.
like now we got guns. Girl. So we walk in there, and, like, this lady bumps my friend, and I'm like, okay, is this about to be this one of them nights? And I'm like, Lord, I do not have time for this to be one of them nights. Like, I'm licensed, I got things to lose. Like, I'm in a whole nother state. I can't do this or whatever. So I see my friend, she's about to go back and forth, and I'm like, you know what? I had a real stern therapist voice. I'm like, she did not bump you. I had to say, she did not bump you. And I grabbed my friend, I said, we left. So now I'm sitting down in the section, I'm like, I'm feeling some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm processing, like, everything that's going on. I'm looking at the people in there. They looking at us. I'm like, y'all don't feel that? Like, something off in this? Like, I don't know. And then, y'all, moments later, when I finally opened myself back up, when I finally decided to, like, have a good time, like, I got the bottle on my head. I'm having a really good time. And next thing I know, pop, pop, pop.
Oh, no.
Inside of the club. And we all hitting the ground. Hookah, charcoal, all
everywhere.
I get burnt. And I'm like, you know what? This is the last time I don't listen to myself. Like, this is the last.
You had 2 warnings.
I had 2 warnings.
Ignored both of them.
And I ignored both of them. So now, moving forward in life, like, I just listen to myself. Like, I really listen to myself. If I'm not feeling it, if something feels off, I'm addressing it in that manner, and I'm going to address it within myself, because I don't need, because I think in that moment I was looking for everybody else's validation. And sometimes when you're going through change and when you're going through certain seasons, you look for other people's validation to be like, girl, you right. Some do feel off up in here. And in that moment, I did not need that. Like, you know, sometimes, like you said, like, the word that you hear and, like, what you're feeling, that's more than enough.
Girl.
You know?
Oh, my God, yes.
So I'm wondering, like, when y'all are adjusting the change and when you think about your goals, has there ever been a season that you didn't ask for?
Girl, the heartbreak.
Girl, what? Do you need me to say? Ooh, yes.
The season of heartbreak, you just
girl.
like, what did I do to deserve
I'm
this?
about to fall off the couch.
Okay? You're like, Lord, I pay my taxes, I pay my tithes. I'm nice.
Yeah.
I got a job, Lord. Why me? I didn't ask for this.
You done did everything the right way.
Child, yes.
You know your goals. You're adjusting.
Yes.
But sometimes you end up in seasons that you didn't ask for.
I definitely ended up in a season. Oh, Lord. I definitely ended up in a season that I was like, wait, hold up, what? God, are you saying? You're saying what? This not what. Because it's like, I planned it out. I was like, oh, yeah, this going to happen. This going to happen. Oh, this going to happen like this. This going to happen. Yes. God was like, no, it's not. And I was not ready. I was like, you want me to do what? Like right now? Like I'm about to do something, but you want right now? I'm not ready. But again, once I really sat there and I tuned everything out and I prayed, I said, God, if I'm not ready, I'm going to get ready. Because when I prayed and when that thing happened right after I prayed, no, I wasn't ready. But that's where God came in and said, trust me. I didn't ask no questions. I just said, I'm going to just do it. It looks so scary right now, but I am going to do this thing. And when I stepped out on that boat, y'all, oh my God, it just was happening. This was happening, that, and it was just like, here you go, here you go. I'm like, God, I would have been stepped out the boat. Like, it's like
this big teddy bear.
Girl, yes, I didn't know this big teddy bear was behind you. I would have been, but no, y'all. This past season, I was like, no, it's not supposed to go like this, guys. No, I want this little teddy bear. Like you don't have a big one for me. But
that is funny.
Experiencing that moment, y'all, I'm telling y'all, that's why I'm able to get up every morning with a smile on my face and joy on my heart. Not just being happy. It's different when you have joy on your heart. And to feel God's presence and his hand and everything. Y'all, when I tell you, that's why I said I am willing to be in a season of change, especially when God is guiding me.
Yeah.
Because everything he do is good. It's just up to us to sit there and have that relationship and just be willing to go where he want us to go. And you have to be intentional. That is going to be my word for the remaining of 2024. Right. You have to be intentional. So, y'all, when I tell you, yes, this season, I wasn't ready, but I got ready. Yeah. And in the midst of me getting ready, that just make me believe, continue to stay in this dressing room with God, because, baby, God stand on business about me.
Yeah.
He stand on business about me, and I can confidently say that. Yeah. He stand on, because I have not been lacking since.
That's beautiful.
Girl.
And it takes time to go through your process and know like how your choices are different or separate from your identity. Because I know, especially like when it comes to like being Black and coming from a Black household, like a lot of your choices get tied to your identity. Like you could do something and somebody be like, that's a bad child. Or that girl so fast, she's to this and that, and it's like all of that gets limited on that child's like perception of themselves and how they see themselves in the world. And instead of seeing themselves as this, person that deserves love, that deserves care, that deserves, the things that they want and aspire to, they're thinking about themselves in terms of the choices that they made. Right. So I always encourage people to separate your choices from your identity, because you can make a choice and maybe you had misinformation. Maybe you took the wrong approach. Maybe, and those are behavioral things that can be corrected. But the minute that you tie in your choices with your identity, that's when you start to limit yourself and really question, like, can I do this?
Oh, girl.
Is it meant for me?
Oh, yes.
Like, am I capable? But like, your choices are just information. Like you make choices based off of the information that you have in the moment. And sometimes we don't have all the information that we need in that moment to make an informed decision. Right. Sometimes we're moving too fast. Right?
Oh, girl.
Sometimes it's our trauma that's coming up to the forefront.
Yes.
Sometimes it's just depression, anxiety, and we're just trying to get to the next thing because we're in survival mode. Right. And all of those things are okay, but separate your identity from your choices. Right. Because still know who you are.
Oh, girl.
Right? Because like you said, like in life we have a lot of choices.
Oh, girl.
And like you said, God gives us a lot of choices. So sometimes we got to know that, okay, I got to separate my choices from my identity because who I am will not always match up to the choices that I make. And that's okay.
Right. It's definitely is.
That was a good word, girl.
Thank you, girl.
yeah.
I be working. I be working in this season, y'all. Like, when I tell you, it's like, because sometimes it's a mental battle. And that mental battle that we all go through, it can really take time for you to come back out and say, okay, let me try this again. Okay, let me reapproach this again. But if you're shaming yourself or like you're being mean to yourself because of the past choices that you make and you're just labeling yourself, calling yourself this and that, then that's not going to help you move forward in your healing journey. You know, like, and it's a continuous thing. So it takes time to really go back and think about your choices. I laugh at my past mistakes. Like, I laugh at the fact that I didn't listen to myself. Like, when the club got shut up, I was in the back laughing with my friends. So I'm like, girl, we should have been left this club. Right. Like, yes, this was scary. This was traumatic. This was not okay. But, like, coping with certain things is, like, I cope with certain things through humor, you know?
Me too.
And, like, and when it comes to me and my friends, we going to laugh about everything. So, yes, that wasn't okay, but at the end of it, we learned that, like, we gotta listen to ourselves. And if we're not if we don't get that validation, that's okay too, right? Because me making this choice right now to choose me is it's separate from my identity.
Oh, girl. Oh, yes.
We definitely gotta learn to stop doubting yourself. Like, if you got that feeling, you gotta roll with that feeling and not be over here like, maybe I'm tripping.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I will be in my head. Okay. Like, that really happened like that?
Yeah,
like, am I tripping?
You gotta learn to trust yourself, really. Like, you gotta feel like I have enough wisdom, value, experience, whatever it is, to trust what I'm feeling right now, and I'm gonna stand on what I feel and not give somebody else the benefit of the doubt over yourself.
Oh, yes. Oh,
like, you gotta put you first sometimes.
Exactly.
Literally.
Exactly. Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
Okay. I got another question. So since Alexis mentioned, let's try it again, you know, making those mistakes sometimes over and over, I want you guys to think about seeds that you've planted in the previous season that you feel like those seeds never sprouted. You never reaped those benefits. And so you're still waiting for that harvest to come in the next season. What is something that you feel like you've planted, you've tried, it didn't work out, but you still have that hope and you're still looking forward to it blooming in this next season?
For me, it would be a relationship with the opposite sex. I thought I was good. I thought I was like, everything went good or whatever. That's what I thought. And I'm like, oh, something greater gonna come out of this. And I had so much enthusiasm behind it to where I forgot the biggest picture. I was enthused about it. That's what I wanted. But again, that's not what God wanted. So it did not happen because God wasn't in it. So I'm hoping in the next season it happens. However, I want it to happen, but keep God in the center. And like I was saying in the beginning, God, I don't want to lose sight of you when you do give me my next level. Right. So that's what I wanted in that season back there, but it didn't happen because God wasn't in it. I wasn't seeking his hand in it. But my next season, I prayed that it happened, but I don't want to lose sight of God in it. So that's for me.
Amen, sister girl. I feel that one. I feel it. God got to be in the midst of everything.
Right.
Have his hand in everything. That was a good one.
Kisha, answer your own question, girl. I got to answer right now. Answer your own question, girl. I got to answer right now.
I am going to say trying this business route again. You know, the social worker, the book, the therapy. Because, you know, like before I had a whole different name, you know, held in high esteem. I've rebranded. Yeah. You know, I used to do the t-shirts, the cups, the keychains, the wall signs. I mean, all that. Now I'm like, okay, let me just tune into my books and my books only. And then, you know, me and Alexis starting this venture together. So it's like I had a seed of what I thought would grow big, and it didn't, because I'm like, okay, maybe I'm meant to pivot and try something else and tone into something else that can be more greater and more beneficial to people than, you know, a wall sign. So for me, it's just like, okay, literally, let's try this again. Let me see how this route is going to go. And even like, you know, putting myself in front of a camera, I hate it. You know, I'm introverted. I'm like, I don't want to get in front of the camera. Like, what if I stutter? You know,
so well.
What if I say something wrong? Or what if I look awkward?
Right.
But this requires to be in front of the camera, and it's helping so many people already. We're only in our fifth episode now.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's my thing. I still have that hope that it will grow into something. So it didn't turn out the way I wanted to in the past, but I'm like, let me pick this up and try it again.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking about all the seeds that I plant, and I feel like I done planted too many seeds to keep track of what didn't grow.
You got a garden right now?
It's a whole garden right now. Like, it's a whole garden right now. And I think right now, like, I try not to keep track of what's not growing, because I think that can throw off my perspective.
Okay.
Of like what I should be focusing on, you know, because like, again, like when it comes to that harvest, like I feel like sometimes I can miss my own harvest because I'm just thinking about working and planting seeds. And once you're in that cycle, you can kind of get stuck in it, you know. So one day I'm just hoping that I look up and like the harvest is just bigger than what I could ever imagine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So what I hear, you just
Come
in
on,
the flow.
therapist.
You in the flow of it.
I'm just in
you
the
just in the
flow.
flow. No expectations
None.
on anything. You just in the flow. And I think that's where I'm at too. Like I just want to be in the flow, God. Like let me just be in the flow. Like if it don't work, okay. That wasn't working. Over here.
Yeah.
You know, let me go over here. That's fine. Let me go over here.
Yeah.
I just want to be on the flow. I don't want to control nothing because I also had control issues to the 10th power.
But I'm not gonna lie though, not seeing certain things come to fruition, it does suck. Like it does suck. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm not expecting a harvest. Like I would love the harvest. I would love it right now.
Right.
You know? But right now that's just not the season. Like it's just planting work. And right now it's like, okay, I can't put a timeline on like when I'm gonna receive that harvest.
Right.
That's just gonna bring up so many other things that I gotta work through with my own therapist, you know. But I, like you said, I'm in that flow of just like planting and working, and then who knows when it's gonna hit, you know. But when it does, I'll receive it.
Exactly.
Right. Be ready.
I'll receive it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Thank you, girl. I've been working.
So we're gonna leave you guys with a mantra that is this one is from the Push Through Journal. So since we talked about fear of change, I thought this would be perfect. Talking about the new seasons. So fear has the power to manifest from doubt and manifest into discouragement if you let it. Fear will tell you what you're going to do instead of giving you the option to choose for yourself. It will rob you of the opportunities and the ability to decide what's next for your life. When you allow fear to steal your ability to choose, you are no longer walking in your fullest potential. Don't allow fear to cripple your vision, making it impossible to recognize what's real and what's a distorted thought. So the reflective question that goes with the mantra that we just read, take some time to think about the root cause of those self-doubt feelings and those fearful feelings that you have. Where and when exactly did they begin? Think about what thoughts of yours that you need to let go of that are rooted in fear and self-doubt. So that is what we're going to leave you with. Leave us a comment in the show notes or comment on one of our the Instagram page, which is Committed to Me Podcast. Let us know what you think about the question and the mantra.
Yes, we would love to hear what y'all think about today's episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll see y'all next time.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.